we're going to play a game called First Word, Last Word and talk about digital literacy. And every last word you say, I have to use as my first word. And every last word I say, you have to use as your first word. And so I may ask some questions, say some statements, and we'll just have a conversation about digital literacy in this unique fashion.
All right. Have you seen the film The Social Dilemma on Netflix?
Netflix is something I watch regularly, and I did see The Social Dilemma with my mom.
Mothers are extremely concerned with the teens' usage and presence on social media and the internet at large. But what they don't realize, mothers falsely believe that because their teens are basically born with a phone in their hand, that they're thought to be digital natives. That is a myth.
Mythbusters are needed for this scenario. Tell me why that this is something that could be considered a myth.
Digital literacy, the ability to find, create, and share content online, that's the most basic definition of digital literacy, is what we would consider to be 21st century literacy. You cannot be an active participatory citizens in this economy or in this time, where we are, without the ability to do those things, right? To have that basic set of skills. If digital literacy is 21st century literacy, then it means that it needs to be taught like traditional literacy, right? We don't hand kids a book and say, now go teach yourself how to read. We teach the kid how to read. Yet we don't treat digital literacy the same way. We hand the kids a device and we assume the kids know what they're supposed to do.
And they do use those phones.
Phones have become inseparable from teens, right? Or even adults like us, right? However, the internet being a media heavy space, media literacy has to be part of digital literacy, or else how do you separate the two from each other, right? And then you add on top of complex issues like vulnerability, privacy, protection. Why is this website free versus this website wants money, right? It gets super confusing.
Confusing it is.
Right? So confusing. Confusion is everywhere when it comes to the internet. And there's also lots of fear, which if you weren't terrified by watching The Social Dilemma, then I don't know. You need to tell me how you weren't terrified by watching it.
It made me want to delete all of my social media.
Media can be scary, or media can be super informative. You can use it for good, or you can use it for evil, right? Or not so good. I think that's what the internet and the devices are. But nobody has given a lot of time and energy into teaching the youth, or adults for that matter.
Matter of fact, this sounds really important, and I'm curious what we can do about it today.
What we can do about it today. Today we can we can get out the vote. Is what we can do today. Today we can find ways to support my nonprofit. Today we can learn to think about things in a longer timeline.
Timeline is important, especially when people's lives are at stake. Mm-hmm.
Steak is what I had for dinner last night. But beyond that, beyond that version of a steak, there are lots at stake, not just these teens' mental health and their, their privacy data, right? COVID has shown us that we're a super connected world. So we need to start to think with that mindset instead of not in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that what happens in the far, far away places has consequences here at home, very real consequences.
Consequences there are, and consequences there will be. Is there anything else you want to share about digital literacy and its importance?
Important is digital literacy and sing.
See. And with like a nice Yoda vibe.
Exactly.